What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to JellyGoonTV. Welcome back to this amazing channel. First off, I'd like to say thank you so much to the subscribers subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate you guys and girls, and I really do hope that we could get up at 100 subscribers and even 500 subscribers. But I really do appreciate every single one who subscribed. We are going to react today to History Russia Part 5. This is amazing. It's really a good series so far. I really do enjoy the history and learning about Russia because there's been so much history in Russia. We never really learned that in history class or anything like that. But again, there was a lot of countries that we didn't really learn about. Of course, we learned about my own country, which I really can't remember. But I think I'm going to react to that. But anyway, I'm gonna move on into part 5. I actually think the Russian Revolution is next. There was somebody who commented that, I think. So, yeah. But anyway, let's react to History of Russia part 5. It's gonna be amazing. So, this guy, Alexander II, I think he died or something. I really hope it's the name. Alexander II, I really hope. But he died. Some guy died. And now there's a revolt again. Like, there's new ideologies that are coming up. And I think Russia is just, it's going to be suppressed by its leaders or it's going to be let down by its leaders. But let's see. Let's go. Epic History TV. Man, I love this channel. I love this channel. Go check it out. Link it down in the below.
Emperor Alexander II was assassinated.
Alexander II, yeah.
In St. Petersburg.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Today, the place where he was fatally wounded is marked by the magnificent Church of the Savior.
I'm not promoting anything here. I'm putting my hand over there. It's the energy drink.
Alexander II had been a reformer, hailed as the liberator.
I actually think you can see it, but never mind. I'm not promoting anything unless I get paid for it.
His son and successor, Alexander III, believed his father's reforms had unleashed dangerous forces within Russia that ultimately led to his death.
Yeah.
As emperor, he publicly vowed to reassert autocratic rule, declaring that, in the midst of our great grief, the voice of God orders us to undertake courageously the task of ruling, with faith in the strength and rightness of autocratic power.
Let me just pause. So this guy actually took it upon himself to go against his father? That's crazy. Why would you do that? You're supposed to have a role model as a father. The father was trying to do something good. He was actually trying to help. Now, of course, it's going to piss people off, but if you want anything in this world, it's going to piss a lot of people off. Now, this guy's probably pissing people off, but they're too poor or they're too nice to do anything about it. There's some scumbags out there with a effed up ideology that is actually going to kill somebody just because what they believe. That's crazy. I think you could talk you out of everything. I think you should discuss everything with people, and if they don't want to talk, they should not have power. That's why. But yeah. Anyway, let's just get into this. I just wanted to tell you that there's some crazy people out there. Even though you're famous or whatever you are, there's some crazies out there. Let's just go. So this guy's going to overtake everything.
Police, the so-called
secret police,
was ordered to infiltrate Russia's many revolutionary groups. Those found guilty of plotting against the government were hanged or sent into internal exile.
Of course.
Siberia.
What is it about Siberia, man? Why is everybody going to exile?
Alexander III was a pious man who supported the Orthodox Church and the assertion of a strong Russian national identity. Russia's Jews became victims of this policy.
Yeah, of course.
They'd already been targeted in murderous race riots known as pogroms after false rumors were spread that they were responsible for the assassination of
Let me just fucking parse here. See, this is what I'm pissed about the world. Like, the Jews been so much through. Like, the Jews been hated everywhere. This time, Hitler time, now time, Jerusalem time, everything. Everybody hates the Jews. I don't understand what the Jews do. If they own the banks, then they smart people. They fucking smart people if they own the banks. If they own everything, they are smart. They fucking smart. Don't blame them for y'all being stupid. It doesn't even make sense. Like, as if I see a billionaire, I say, okay, I fucking hate you, you idiot. I want to kill you. Why? Because he has money? Nah, go make your own money, man. This is crazy. I always wondered why everybody hated the Jews, but now I see that it's not only in World War II that people actually hated the Jews, and we see it with politics down in Middle East now, that the Jews are actually not welcome in their lands and they cannot live there, and Jews are not humans, Jews are not people, and blah 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 blah. All this propaganda shit that they do from God or whatever they do, you know? It's so stupid. We all humans at the end of the day. Wake up. Wake up. We all bleed blood. We all do this stuff. Who said Jesus was real? Who says God is real? There's nobody who says anything. Nobody cares. Just stop. Damn. Nobody cares what race you're from. Nobody care anymore what country you're from. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. But it pisses me off when I see people hate each other because where they from or their history or some stuff. Because the worst thing you can do in your life is go back in the past and hate somebody for what they did 10 million years ago until 100 years ago. It's the most retarded thing ever in the world. Move on with your life and move on with your people and believe in whatever you want to believe in. Stop fighting, guys. It's fucking retarded. But yeah, I'm not a peacemaker like that. I know I'm not a politician, which I don't want to be because they lie and they cheat and they actually fucking little kids. But I'm just saying, it's messed up. I'm just getting mad because, you know, the Jews, they always get blamed for everything. You know, people, they say in the comments probably that, oh, you know, the Jews, it's the fact that the Jews took over everything. It's the fact that the Jews, blah, 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 blah. How the fuck would you know? Would you around there? You listen to some historian who is telling a story that probably never happened. You see, people that believe in all the books that is written down, but who says the history ain't wrong? Who says that something else is happening? Or who says that there's some history in the world that probably got let out? I really do believe in that because all these people, all these smart people that interration and everything is propaganda because they believe in something and they want to write about in their cause. You know what I mean? Everybody have an agenda. That's why. That's what I hate about people. But anyway, enough about that. Sorry about my little political rant, but I'm so sick of people always blaming everybody for everything else. Man up and take part of your own life instead of bitching all the time. But yeah, let's just get into it. Let's go. I just had a rant there, man.
The government expelled 20,000 Jews from Moscow, and many who could began to leave the country.
Of course,
Over
I understand
the
that.
next 40 years, around 2 million Jews would leave Russia, most bound for the USA. Concerned by the growing power of Germany, Russia signed an alliance with France, both sides promising military aid if the other was attacked. Sergei Witte was appointed Russia's new Minister of Finance.
He looks mean.
His reforms helped to modernize the Russian economy and encourage foreign investment, particularly from its new ally, France. French loans helped Russia to develop its industry and infrastructure. Work began on the Trans-Siberian Railway. Completed in
Oh yeah, that's the big ass one, right?
it remains the world's longest railway line.
That's
running
crazy.
5,772 miles.
That's crazy.
Moscow to Vladivostok. Alexander III was succeeded by his son, Nicholas II. His coronation was marred by tragedy when 1,400 people were crushed to death at an open-air celebration in Moscow.
What? That's crazy.
China granted Russia the right to build a naval base at Port Arthur. When China faced a major revolt known as the Boxer Rebellion, Russia moved troops into Manchuria under the pretext of defending Port Arthur from the rebels. This brought Russia into conflict with Japan, who also had designs over Manchuria and Korea. The Japanese made a surprise attack on Port Arthur, then defeated the Russian army at the giant Battle of Mukden. Russia's Baltic fleet, meanwhile, had sailed halfway around the world to reach the Pacific, where it was immediately annihilated at the Battle of Tsushima.
That's crazy.
Russia was left with no option but to sign a humiliating peace, brokered by US President Theodore Roosevelt. Meanwhile, the Tsar faced another crisis much closer to home. In St. Petersburg, a strike by steelworkers had escalated, and plans were made for a mass demonstration. Tens of thousands of protesters marched to the Winter Palace to present a petition to the Tsar, asking for better workers' rights and more political freedom.
You have to treat your people right, man.
Troops opened fire.
Yeah, of course they did.
Killing more than 100. Bloody Sunday, as it became known, led to more strikes and unrest across the country.
Let me pause it. You see, this is the problem with rich ass people that don't listen to the workers. Now, everything is not negative in this video. That's not what I wanted to point out. But I just wanted to point out that if people don't listen to their workers, that they don't listen to the people of the country that actually built the country, people are gonna feel like shit, and people are gonna be depressed, and people is not gonna promote that much as they can and produce as much as they can because they feel used. They feel the energy is gone. So you have to take care of your people. But this is not all right, Russia. This is definitely not all right. But again, what I say is that different country has the negative and the positive. Now, Russia does have a lot of positive people coming out of it. I know we have one, for example, we learn about in school, Vygotsky. Vygotsky we learn about in school. He has the right idea, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many good people coming out of these different countries that all the negative history is happened, but we have to move on. That's what I'm trying to say. But this is, of course, not all right, but it's a long time ago, that's why. But still, rest in peace to all these people, man. I really mean it. I really mean it. There's a lot of people who died in this war and all the wars together. That's crazy, but yeah, let's just get into it.
Two of the battleship Potemkin mutinied, killing their officers and taking control of the ship. To defuse the crisis, Nicholas II reluctantly issued the October Manifesto, drafted under the supervision of Sergei Witte. It promised an elected assembly and new political rights, including freedom of speech, and was welcomed by most moderates.
Of course.
Russia's first constitution was drafted the next year. For the first time, the Tsar would share power with an elected assembly, the State Duma.
You see, America, we do have them too. We just don't bitch and whine like you do.
And dissolve it at any time.
Calm down in the comments. Calm down.
The Tsar's confidence and was dismissed. The Tsar's new Prime Minister, Stolypin, introduced land
Stolypin, nice.
While dealing severely with Russia's would-be revolutionaries, so much so that the hangman's noose got a new nickname: Stolypin's necktie.
What?
But
that's
having
crazy.
survived several attempts on his life, Stolypin was shot and killed by an assassin at the Kiev Opera House.
Of course. That's crazy.
Meanwhile, Grigory
How fucking...
a Siberian faith healer, had joined the imperial family.
What a cliche he got shot in the theater.
Thanks to his unique ability to ease the suffering of the Tsar's hemophiliac son, Alexei. Despite sporadic acts of terrorism, Russia now had the fastest growing economy in Europe. Agricultural and industrial output were on the rise.
Yeah, of course.
Most ordinary Russians remained loyal to the Tsar and his family. Russia's future seemed bright.
And then World War I came, yeah.
In 1914, in Sarajevo, a Slav nationalist assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, sparking a European crisis. When Austria declared war on Serbia, Emperor Nicholas ordered the Russian army to mobilize, to show his support for a fellow Slav nation. Austria-Hungary's ally, Germany, saw Russian mobilization as a threat and declared war. Europe's network of alliances came into effect, and soon all the major powers were marching to war. World War I had begun. Russia experienced a wave of patriotic fervor. The capital, St. Petersburg, was even renamed Petrograd to sound less German. An early Russian advance into East Prussia ended with heavy defeats at Tannenberg and the Masurian Lakes. There was greater success against Austria-Hungary, but that too came at a high price. Russian losses forced the army to make a general retreat in 1915. In 1916, Russia's Brusilov...
Okay, let me pause it here. If you take a look at Denmark, that little piece that is taken over by the Germans, that little piece over there, that's where I live. That's me, the south side of Denmark. That's where we live. Now, we did give the Germans a hell of a fight, but we lost a lot of good people. And you know what Copenhagen did? They gave us up. They tell Germany, oh, you can just come take this country. So we've been German in 50 years. Now, that's why we don't have that much respect for Copenhagen, or, you know, because they gave us up. Even though it is history, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, that people over there in Copenhagen are very good. I love those people. I love my country. I love everything. It's new times. It's new ideas. But if I was to go back in the past, I would hate them. I would hate them with all my heart. And still, it does hurt me when I hear this thing right here, because we just discovered that we have like a grandfather, and he was a part. I'm sorry, I don't know how far it goes back, but he was a German soldier. And why? He didn't have a choice. That's why he didn't have a choice. He was captured by the English people, and yeah, the story ends there, I guess. But yeah, he didn't really want to be a German soldier, but you have to understand that people do not do these wars without, you know, thinking about their family. They don't do that. They don't think about like, oh, it's wrong what I'm doing. I'm just saying that, you know, there's a lot of things in the world that we have to pay attention to, and we don't have to rely on the past to tell our story. That's it. But let's just get into it. I'm sorry I cut it so much. Wow, it's amazing. Wow, politic rants or whatever I'm on, man. It's crazy. Let's go.
Offensive against Austro-Hungarian forces was one of the most successful Allied attacks of the war. But losses were so heavy that the Russian army was unable to launch any more major operations.
Of course.
In
They lost so many young men.
Rasputin, whose alleged influence over the Tsar's family was despised by certain Russian aristocrats, was murdered, possibly with the help of British agents.
Of course. The revolution. They had one? Nice.
The war put intolerable strains on Russia. At the front, losses were enormous, while in the cities, economic mismanagement led to rising prices and food shortages. In Petrograd, the workers' frustration led to strikes and demonstrations. Troops ordered to disperse the crowds refused and joined the protesters instead. The government had lost control of the capital.
They did. Let me pause here. And how can you do your troops that is on the front line when the back home of Russia is gone? The moral is gone. You can't. The soldiers is gonna be like, have you heard what happened at home? I don't know anymore what we're fighting for, man. You know what I mean? Because the country is going to shit. So it definitely fuck up the morals of the soldiers. But God, there was so many good soldiers that died. Russian soldiers. They're just family men, farmers, you know, trying to, you know, do their own life, but got called into the military to serve. It's crazy, man. Let's get into it. It's almost done. I won't stop anymore. Promise.
Senior politicians and generals told the emperor he must abdicate, or Russia would descend into anarchy and lose the war. Nicholas accepted their advice and renounced the throne in favor of his brother, Grand Duke Michael, who effectively
Grand
declined
Duke?
the offer.
What?
400 years of Romanov rule were at an end. Russia was now a republic. A provisional government took power, but could not halt Russia's slide into economic and military chaos. Workers, soldiers, and peasants elected their own councils, known as Soviets. The Petrograd Soviet was so powerful it was effectively a rival government, especially as discontent with the provisional government continued to grow.
It's crazy.
The Bolsheviks, under Vladimir Lenin, attracted growing support with their radical proposals for an immediate end to the war, the redistribution of land, and transfer of power to the Soviets. In October, they launched a coup, masterminded by Leon Trotsky. Bolshevik Red Guards stormed the Winter Palace, where the provisional government met, and arrested its members. Lenin and the Bolsheviks were now in charge. Russia had been thrown upon a bold and dangerous course. Under a Marxist-inspired revolutionary party, it would now seek to create the world's first communist state. But first, it would have to survive the chaos and slaughter of of one of history's bloodiest civil wars.
See? I want to hear that one. Oh my god, I'm so hyped for that one.
Patreon supporters.
Let me just pause there. I'm so hyped for that one. I'm so hyped for that one. I actually didn't know they have a civil war. That's crazy. I'm hyped for that one. I just want to ask all my Russian fellow comrades who is watching this. Do you like to live in Russia with all the socialism and all this stuff? Do you love that your system is like that? I actually want to hear that. Do you love that you live in socialism? Do you love it? Or do you hate it? Or what is your perspective? Please comment down below. I would love to know. I would really love to know, because I want to know from Russian people. Not everybody from America or everything that says, oh, Russia's bad, Russia's bad. Of course Russia is kind of bad. America's bad too, trust me on that one. But yeah, everybody's bad. But yeah, I just want to know if you like to live in socialism, or you could see something else that could come out of it. Or do you love your country and your government? So yeah, anyway guys, this is an amazing video. I can't wait to react to the next one. I hope there's a next one. I think, isn't there a number 6? No? There is no 6? God damn it. Okay, we done then. Never mind that. I hope there was another one. But I think it comes in the... Yeah, I think we are gonna skip to the revolutionary 1917. So we're gonna watch that video. Most definitely. I actually think there was a comment that told me to watch that. So I'm gonna watch that. But anyway, guys, if you like this channel, please do hit this like. Oh, sorry. If you like this video, please hit this like. And show some support to the video, of course. And if you do like this channel, please subscribe. We almost at 100 subscribers, which is freaking crazy. I never see me like this. Like, I know it's 100 subscribers and you won't think it's much, but it's much for me, because actually people who want to look at my reactions. That's crazy, man. I can't believe that. That's amazing. I love you guys and I love you girls, man. Seriously. But yeah, we were to move on to the Russian Revolution 1970, I think. 17, not 70. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna see you into the next video. Love and peace. Peace.